Hey Spectrum, Anti-Boss Alliance, it's me, Spike1000, coming to another video. In this video, I am turning, first off, I'm not turning anything. I am actually, redrawing a friend of mine, JokerJo65's dragon and putting it into my Beastverse. His dragon is the first one I'm going to be going over. Then I make two hybrids. The second one's my personal favorite, and one of my personal favorite dragons now. And then I draw a new D&D character, Sky Bronzo. He's a bronze dragonborn. I'll tell you more about him whenever I use my Donna Moore's, aka my DM overseer voice. Also, I did change the voice. Now she's someone like this. So yeah, gonna have to get used to it. So now let's roll intro and let's get into this video. Let's go. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. The first part of the first clip is JokerJo65 drawing his speed paint, then his drawing, and then it's my speed paint, and then my version of the drawing. Hope y'all enjoy. Okay everyone, it's me. I'm back, and I'm going to be going over more dragons. Sorry about that, it's just a voice I was trying out. Anyways, the first dragon I'm going over is something that came from another multiverse. The all-seer of this multiverse really liked the idea and decided to adapt it and put it in this world. I know very little about that. I know very little about the all-seer. I mean, not the all-seer. The every seer in this world, in this multiverse, because he is a very, very busy person. But anyways, this creature is known as the Purple Phantom Drake, or Purple Phantom. It has a few pretty interesting abilities. By pretty interesting, I mean some that I'm still trying to figure out what on earth it can do. Some of its abilities include, oh yeah, here we are. They can camouflage, meaning they can turn invisible to a certain degree. They can see through walls and actually phase through objects, sort of like a ghost, which explains the phantom part of their name. They often lurk in abandoned buildings and eat intruding dragons. They are passive to humans, but not a whole. But when provoked and you go into the territory, they are pretty dangerous. Their full body length is around 16 feet, and their tail is around 8 feet, so their full body is around, I want to say, well, the body from head to the, and before the tail is the actual, is 8 feet, and then their tail is 8 feet. They also have a skull on their heads. I mean, the reason why is because it is to warn humans of their age. The more notches on their horns, the older they are, therefore the more dangerous they are. I also found out through quite a few research and actually communicating via telepathy with another one. I asked it how old it is and how long they can usually live for. I learned these things are pretty much the Junebug of dragons, on the fact that once they are born, they hibernate for a while. They can actually live to be 100,000 years old, and they hibernate for their first 10,000 years of their life. So, yeah, it's a pretty interesting creature right there. But that's pretty much all I got for this one. Let's get to the next one. Okay, now these next two drawings are my two. The first one was actually a combination that I asked Joe about. and he told me the two, the what was they? The Raku Wyvern and the Ukaku Wyvgon. So yeah, now let's get into that. Now I'm not supposed to be going over these, so the overseer is going to have me pop in every now and again to talk about the next two dragons. So yeah, okay. Thanks, Karma. Okay, like you already stated, I'm going to let him pop in with a few other things. There's a few things that I don't know about my own dragons I've made. But I just know what they're made of and what they can hypothetically do. The first one is the Renaku Tendril Kukaku Winged Wyvern, or Renaku Kukaku Wyvern. It's a hybrid of the Renaku Tentacle Wyvern and the Ukaku Winged Wyvgon. It's actually a yellow sort of color because one is a green dragon and the other is a red dragon. When you mix those two colors together, that's what you get. You get a yellow. This thing actually does have a 3-pronged spiked tail, which are actually barbs that actually are able to ingest a venom that allows its opponents to become dizzy and to nearly flat out kill the creature. They are pretty vicious because of the how that they eat other dragons, and they're even more vicious due to being part wyvern and part wyvgon. So these things are one of the most vicious wyverns out there. The only way to actually make them a lot calmer is by giving them meat. Actually, any meat will do, but they prefer meat from rare dragons. I actually, Spike, I need to talk to you. Okay, he told me that I needed to tell a story about the Swan Dragon. This dragon, I actually have one. I learned it had a particular taste for, purple phantom meat. I tried it before. It's a little good. It's okay, but it's pretty good. But this thing described how it was actually the best part of it was a certain piece. I chopped it out and found out it was actually a piece of fat. But not just any part of fat. It was actually fat from the central body. So I gave it to the dragon and it ate it whole. It said thanks and I was able to calm it down enough for me to learn more about them. Okay, and they do live. Thank you, Spike. Okay. Okay, they also live to be around, so I'm gonna say around 150 years. So, yeah, and their wingspan is actually quite large for a dragon species like this. And let's just say their wingspan is around 75 feet, and their body length is around 25. So, yeah, pretty big wyvern. Now, let's get to the next one, because the next one is a very dangerous one. Ugh, I'm still scared of it, to be honest. Okay, now the next dragon, and the final one I'm looking at, before a fellow overseer takes over to talk about a new person they found. That's a pretty interesting story. They laugh every single time they talk about them. The next one I'm talking about is a very, very powerful dragon. It's 3 of the most powerful dragons that don't seem very powerful, but can utterly destroy you in a fight. The 3 dragons are, in this order, creature name: Protecting Shield Dragon or Shield Dragon, the Phantom Nightmare Amphifear or Phantom Amphifear or Phantom Nightmare. You got the Hunting Manticore Dragon or the Manticore Dragon. Now that one's pretty powerful in of itself, but then you got the Kagoon King, one of the most powerful dragons I've ever made. Now, the reason why this one is so powerful is because of a few facts. It's a hybrid I've created, but due to the energy layout of the shield dragon, it kind of just gained the shield tail and some spikes on the arm. On the leg, I mean, sorry. The legs actually do back legs do closely resemble the shield dragon back legs. But other than that, and the tail does too. Fun fact about the tail, it's actually a Bikaku-based tail, but has a scorpion stinger from the hunting manticore, and spikes run along the back of it, actually from the Phantom Amphiphere. That's for armor, and it does have a shield on the end of it, which it can use to let off some magical attacks, but also a few other powerful attacks similar to the shield dragon of itself. If anything, that tail is the focal point of one of the most powerful creatures I've ever made. And I also, due to its power, only one person can really destroy it, besides having to get an army of some of the most powerful people on this planet, in this world, to get rid of one. I made a few thousand of these things. To get rid of them, you need at least 100 mages, 100 sword fighters, and these all need to be magic-powered people. And then you need about 200 backups of each, just to kill one. And even then, you're more likely to lose around 150 people total. But the front legs actually do resemble the manticore, and so does the head. And it actually does have a lion's mane. The wings are Ukaku wings, which is pretty interesting. It does have Kaku armor, but it's only going around the arms. The body, it's only going down the body and the legs, but other than that, it's not really going down anything else. The reason for that is because of the fact that the thing has a lot more biological armor on it. So, there's that. The wings are actually very durable, and unlike Renaku's coming out from the waist, these were Renaku's I accidentally, somehow, I don't even know how this happened, but whenever I was working with the energy layout of this creature, how do I put this? It kinda made it to where the Renaku can be anywhere on the lower body. So yeah, quite weird on that end. But that's just the appearance of it. The creature in and of itself is around the body itself is around 150 feet long. The tail is then around another 75 feet. So, yeah. Ugh. The tail makes the thing go around, so 150 plus 75. That's a 2 there, that's a 2 there, plus 2 there. 225 feet long. It's bigger than a freaking... what was that dragon called? Oh yeah, the domestic black dragon, but not even close to its power. I've seen one of these things fight, and this dragon got utterly destroyed by one breath of Demon's Flames. It was able to take like 5 hits from it, but you could tell it was getting weaker and weaker and pretty burned up. Final hit, the thing practically became Kentucky Fried Chicken. But then did a 6 splash just to make sure her body is ash. Now, Spike actually, like I stated, does have one in order to make sure the things don't go fully extinct. I also gave him an ability to allow him to make copies of dragons and manipulate their energy structure to a certain extent. But trust me, he is already broken enough as he is. But I only did that because he's my personal favorite human, and big things are coming And the entire multiverse is going to need him. So, yeah. Now allow one of my close overseer friends to take over. The next character of this one is going to be a character in my D&D world. The character, I already named it, is Sky Bronzo. He is a bronze dragonborn bard. And the overseer is named Donna Morse. And this is her voice, so get used to it. Let's go! Hey everyone, it's me, Donna Morse, aka DM. And in this, I found a new person in my world. He's an adventuring bard. He's actually a pretty interesting person. His name is Sky Bronzo. He is a bronze dragonborn. He's a bard class. Unlike a lot of other people, he has a funny backstory. Unlike another person I know of in this world. He is, actually a pretty nice person. Just do not tick him off and you will be perfectly fine. For the record, he can speak Draconic and, Common. He also is, since he's a bard, he is pretty good at, playing instruments. His personal favorites and the ones he's best at are flute, horn, and lyre. Now, his appearance is, he's actually neutral good. He is a male microstate. His eyes are blue. He's around, his size is medium. He is 6 feet tall. Since he's a bard, he has to have a face which is beyond, which makes sense. He doesn't have any hair. Skin is bronze, duh. Age is actually 16. Weight is 360. He's pretty muscular for the record. Although he actually does have a weird idea. What goes around comes around. He can be a little vicious when it comes to something like that. Now his flaws, he can be a little violent when he's ticked off. So yeah, be careful around that. And now his backstory, his father was a bard and his mother was a bronze dragon. When he was 5 years old, he met his father for the first time. He was a bard for a good god. He never really stated his name, and I can't find it. He actually, when the Pope saw it, he said, "Bard, I told you to slay the dragon, not lay the dragon." The Pope then punched Sky's father in the face, in the stomach, I mean. And then Sky's mother leapt forward and picked up his father and flew away with him. Now, 11 years later, Sky is now a bard for Bahamut. He is now going on adventures with different parties all the time, but the guy is still pretty funny, especially because of that punch to the gut. But he's still really funny because of all the instruments he can play. And when he's drunk as well, he's also known to spill some major secrets. Also, he's just a really nice guy. Now, the reason why that flaw goes around and comes around is because later on in his life, that same Pope tried to forcefully bang someone's wife, but turns out he actually got arrested for that. People actually found out that he tried to do it to multiple other people, and he got a good case of karma. But now, due to that punch, he actually lunged at the Pope. He never tells anyone about that part and clawed his face up pretty well. Well, didn't really claw up his face, but gave him a nasty scar. And that's pretty much it. This guy's a nice one. That's all for this one. Well, I hope you all enjoyed today's video, because all the time I got for today. Until next time, subscribe today to join the Spike Astronomy or the Boss Alliance. Goodbye, and peace out, everyone.